What is up, everybody? I'm your Stacks Preston here, and today I'm going to be bringing to you guys some nice gameplay here with a raw FAL, as I tweeted about earlier. So if you haven't already, go follow me on Twitter to find out when my gameplays are going to be up and what's happening with me, what I'm doing, and what's about my life. So here I have this nice gameplay with a raw FAL, and I was just surprised that I got this gameplay because I was just looking for some new guns to use, like I usually do. I try out new guns, try to see what's good and what fits best for me, and try to see what's good around the town and stuff like that. And first game that I put this FAL on, I got this amazing gameplay. So I knew for the fact that I just had to put a video up on it. So I'm gonna be using this FAL here, and then I have 2 bouncing betties and 2 shock charges. And today I really want to bring out a bunch of tips for you guys that you can probably use in your own gameplays, and then I'm just gonna like analyze a bunch of stuff that I do in this game. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about today was I wanted to talk about the usage of the bouncing betties that I have in this game. And the reason that I put 2 on there is because I put 2 charges on there, 2 shock charges, so I decided that I'd add it up with 2 bouncing betties at the same time. Now, a lot of people use bouncing betties, and you'll see bouncing betties just like behind doors and stuff like that. And people use bouncing betties to basically protect themselves if they're like sniping or something like that. You'll see like a claymore or something like that. And when you use a bouncing betty, you'll like throw it down in a spot that you know the enemy's gonna run by, and you know he's gonna like, it's gonna shoot up and blow him up. Now, everyone uses bouncing betties to get kills. Now, have you ever thought about using a bouncing betty to act as an alarm? You probably don't know that, but that's basically what the bouncing betty is. It's like an alarm that can kill people. So it's a pretty deadly thing, and the best way to avoid them, if you hear the little noise go off, the little buzz that they're like gonna shoot up and kill you, you want to go down and go prone or crouch, and that's gonna save your life. I recommend just going all the way prone. That's the best way to save your life. But when you see me throwing down some bouncing betties, I set them down to get kills, and then I'll follow it up with a shock charge. And the reason I do that is because if they go to the bouncing betty, and a lot of people know about the trick where you can go prone because it tells you in the game that you can go prone, but what I do with the shock charge is I put the shock charge right next to the bouncing betty, so when they walk in, they'll get hit with the shock charge, and the bouncing betty will come up and slap them in the face, so they won't even know it hits them. So it's a good combination to put on. And I was using the bouncing betties as an alarm to find out which way the enemy was coming at me, so that I would be able to prepare myself, which kind of led me up to get those higher kill streaks, which was actually really nice to find in this game, because that orbital VSAT really helped me out when I needed those extra kills and I didn't know where the other kids were. So when I got into that mode of the orbital VSAT, I was super happy, because orbital VSAT's like, it's up there. It's like 1,000+ score to get, and it was pretty nice that I had that to help my teammates out. So that's kind of how we dominated the entire game, was with that orbital VSAT. It helped everyone get a bunch of kills, so it's not only beneficial to you in getting your higher kill streaks, but it's also beneficial to your teammates, and allows your teammates to get their score streaks too. So it's really a nice thing to have on if you can get up there. Maybe use it as your top kill streak, or you can use it as your bottom kill streak. And in this game I was using it as my bottom kill streak. So I used it as the setup of, because I didn't have dogs and swarm, so I was thinking that when I get dogs and swarm that I'm going to be using that a lot, so I can try to get some real high ranking games for you guys. But I was using the orbital VSAT, and then a lodestar, and then a warship. And that's like a comparison right there that I just did right there with my in this game. You saw that I got like 20 kills in my lodestar, and then in my warship there was like not even like a fourth of that, so I maybe got like 5 kills in that warship. So you can tell for yourself that the lodestar is definitely way superior than the warship. So I definitely recommend putting on lodestar if you're deciding between the two, because the lodestar actually, I don't know, it's a lot better to use, and you can get multiple kills with the same shot, so it's really nice to use. And the next tip that I wanted to talk to you guys about is basically for domination and demolition gameplays, and it doesn't really work as much for team deathmatch and kill confirm and stuff like that, but you'll see me using that a lot in this game, and it definitely helped my team out a lot. And the tip that I wanted to use here with you guys, it's going to be called domination
Secure the objective.
Basically just dominating the battleground.
Securing
And
Charlie.
once you have both flags,
package
if you're controlling one side, like my team is going to control C, and then we're going to go up and we're going to try to control B. So my team's going to go and try to capture B. And basically, when my team has B, we can keep them at A because they can't spawn at RC, and they're stuck at A because that's the flag that they have capped. So they have to either push us forward and take our B, or they have to go all the way around and take our C. And this happens a lot during games, especially on Hijacked and Nuketown, where the spawns will switch. And you'll see that a lot where you'll be pressing too far forward, and then it'll say like taking C, and then you have to move all the way back to C because your team is moving too far up. So basically, to prevent this is you have to have teammates always dying like constantly, but not all the time. So you have to have people like spawning in at your flag so that you can still hold that position. And then up on the front lines, closer towards the A position, I'll be going up there, but I'm not gonna move all the way back into the spawn because I know I want to keep their team at the A. So as far as I'm gonna go into this house maybe. That's as far as I'm gonna go because now kids are spawning in the middle of the map because my team just moved way too far up towards that A flag. So kids are moving in towards the middle right here, and I'm getting kind of scared for my life because I don't know what's gonna happen. And now all my team just pulled out because they were spawning in the middle, and now they're stuck at A again. So I'm trying not to move up as far as I can, but I'll move up as far as necessary. And there again with the bouncing Betty, I was going to use it as a kind of alarm to see where kids were going to be. And it definitely gets you a lot of kills if you place it in strategic spots, which would be like around a corner where enemies can't see and stuff like that. So it's a really nice kill streak to use, and I think Claymore's a lot better too, because Claymores you really can't escape if you put them behind a doorway. So Claymores and bouncing Betters are really nice to use as an alarm to protect yourself from enemies, oncoming enemies that are trying to take you on. So if you're one of those guys that like to hold a position, hold a spot, but not really camp in a corner, then I definitely recommend putting on bouncing Betties. And also you can set that up with some shock charges too. So that's basically like 4 alarms that you have right there if you're using the danger close like I have on right now. So I could put them in 4 different doorways, and it would tell me, it doesn't really tell you which one, but you gotta look. You just look at which way that you gotta look to see. You gotta check your Claymores and your bouncing Betties. It'll tell you when they're blown up, but if you have 2 on, you gotta check constantly where they are, so that you know that you're still safe in that spot. And if one does go down, I suggest watching that spot in case an enemy comes through that spot, because that's your vulnerable area. So it can also be used for like getting a lot of kills. Like you saw me throw it into that B flag, so I knew enemies were going in there. So also Claymores aren't as good because you can only place Claymores in one spot, while bouncing Betties you can throw them. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Please remember to like and subscribe, comment if you like this video, and also follow me on Twitter. Please remember to like the video if you like this content. This is X Preston signing off. See you guys later.